This program is proudly brought to you by Sprite, It Happens, Stay Cool, Telecom Limited, and PNG Motors.
Coming up on Sports In tonight, we have PNG Sports Foundation Chief Executive Officer Albert Veratau. Also joining us on set is PNG Men's Soccer Coach Harrison Kamake, and of course, highlights of the FIBA U17 Oceania Championship. Thanks for joining me once again on this episode of Sports In. I'm David Susuve, and again, it's always wonderful to have your company every Thursday night. To kick-start the show, here are recaps of some sporting highlights over the weekend. The Rugby Union, Melanesian brothers Fiji beat Georgia 17-12 on Saturday and remain on course for the World Cup quarter-finals, pushing Australia to the brink of elimination. Fiji scored 2 second-half tries as they rebounded from a 9-point halftime deficit to tighten their grip on second place in Group C. To the NRL Grand Final, the Penrith Panthers have pulled off the biggest comeback in NRL Grand Final history to beat the Brisbane Broncos 26 points to 24 and become the first team in 40 years to win 3 straight premiership. Penrith trailed 24-8 after 58 minutes before Clive Churchill medal winner Nathan Cleary delivered a masterclass to almost single-handedly drag his side to the title on Sunday night. In Port Moresby AFL preliminary finals, Gordon's Kokofas, congratulations to them as they slide the Lizards into the grand final of the Port Moresby AFL senior men's competition after beating Gero Magpies 34 points to 28. The Magpies were in front with 28 points, while Kokofas were on 14 points and needed a miracle comeback from behind. They fought back hard and eventually stole the win from the Magpies' grabs. To the Netball Championship, a star-studded Abao outfit defended the National Netball Championship title to clinch the cup for a second consecutive year after beating Ley 29 points to 16 at the Rita Flynn Netball Courts in Port Moresby last Friday. The week-long tournament was a success with host associations Motokoi Tabu and Port Moresby Netball Association delivering the tournament on a positive note. Meanwhile, Lake District Netball Association will host the next national championship next year. To the NPL, Palm Strikers have sealed the second spot on the National Premier League ladder after beating Gulf Comara 2-1 at the PNG Football Stadium on Saturday. Ekari United easily forfeited Medin FC to pick up 3 points in round 12 of the NPL competition. The NPL has 3 more rounds remaining before they go into the finals. And that was the brief recap of some sporting highlights in which we were able to capture over the weekend. We'll now take a look at the weekend scoreline, starting with NRL Grand Final results. We saw the Penrith Panthers defeating the Brisbane Broncos on 26 points to 24. To the Rugby Union World Cup result, Uruguay 36 defeating Namibia 26, Japan 28 over Samoa 22, New Zealand registering the highest score of the round with 96 points over Italy on 17, Argentina 59 defeating Chile on 5 points, Fiji 17 over Georgia 12, Scotland 84 over Romania on 0, Australia 34 defeating Portugal on 14 points, and defending premiers, the South Africa 49 defeating Tonga on 18 points. To the National Premier League Round 12 results, Port Moresby Strikers FC 2 defeated Gulf Comara on 1, Ekari 3 over Medan FC 0, Ley City FC 2 defeating Highlands United 1, Lays Dwellers 2 defeating Malbay Wallens on 0. To the Women's NSL quarterfinals, Ekari United 8 points over Port Moresby Strikers 0, North Bougainville FC 8 defeating Kiara FC 6 in penalty shootout, and the Central Amoana FC 4 defeating Kempa on 1. To the Port Moresby AFL preliminary final results in the reserve grades, Uni Tigers 25 defeated Lamana Dockers on 22, and the senior men's results, Gordon Skokofas 34 defeating Gero Magpies on 20 points. And that was the weekend scoreline. We'll now take a short break. Joining us next is Joseph Eladona and Albert Veratau from the PNG Sports Foundation, so don't go away. Welcome back to Sports In. Here with me in the studio is the national coach for the PNG men's soccer team, Mr. Harrison Kamake. He will be giving an update of the recently announced team that was announced on Sunday. Mr. Kamake, good night and thanks for joining me on Sports In.
Thank you. It's good to be on the show.
All right, we'll go straight into it. The team that was announced on Sunday by the Sports Minister, Honorable Don Pollier. Just give us an update on how's preparation going and how's the hype in the team.
The preparation of the team has been going good. We have started our training in the camp on Monday. But the good thing about it is the boys that are in the team, they've been actively playing. So a week's preparation, and we believe the boys are ready. So the feeling, the spirit, all the boys are doing good in the camp.
You mentioned that most of these players were part of the team. They've been part of the team for a very long time. How many are the new faces in the team?
Yeah, we have about 3 to 4 young boys, young players. In the international level, they will be doing the debut, but they've been playing senior football in the National Premier League here in PNG. So there's a couple of new boys that have come on board.
All right, can you confirm who will be the captain for this team going into the MSG tournament?
Obviously the last MSG in Vanuatu, the current captain is still in the squad, so he has done a good job in the last game. So obviously he'll be captaining the team around this time. That's Raymond Gunemba.
Raymond Gunemba. Okay. What has been the focus in training? I believe a lot of the teams that you will be up to are more structural teams that you will be playing against. So what was the focus in training in preparation this week?
Well, like you said, we are basically doing structural training where we focus on how the team attacks and also how the team defends. But basically, we're working all around with how we are able to approach every game, while saying that we know how the opposition plays. We are wary of they being the quality teams. Well, having said that, I believe the boys will do good in the tournament.
All right. Will the MSG tournament be used as lead-up games towards the Pacific Games?
Of course, it's a good platform for the team this time around, because we are fortunate that the MSG happens before the Pacific Games. So, it's a good lead-up for the. As much as we want the boys to have a lot of international games, that will help the team a lot going into the Pacific Games.
So most of these players will be asked to, prove themselves during this MSG tournament, just to, in order to get a slot in the Pacific Games team.
Not so much. It depends on how individuals perform at the MSG. So yeah, but with the boys attending the MSG, we'll be looking at them firstly. For the team, for the Pacific Games, and then there's quite a lot of good talents still around, so yeah, we'll be looking at that also.
All right, just last question. Obviously, you are the defending MSG Cup title holders, and definitely you'll be going into this tournament to defend your title that you won back in Vanuatu.
Yeah, we are, and the team is seriously has an approach that we are confident, but also we will be playing to our own expectations, and we're not demanding too much from the players, not putting too much pressure on them, but yeah, we have one thing to do, and that is to go back and defend the cup.
Anyway, thank you very much, Coach, for making time to come on Sports In. It was our pleasure, and we're looking forward for the national team to defend the title and bring it home to back to the country.
Thank you.
And that was the men's national soccer coach, Harrison Kamake. Thanks for coming on Set Sports In, and we're definitely looking forward to PNG bringing back the MSG Cup. We'll take a short break now. Up next, we will head over to the Sejong Guise Stadium where we feature highlights of the FIBA U17 Oceania Championship, so don't go away. Welcome again, and you're watching Sports In. Joining me on set is PNG Sports Foundation's Chief Executive Officer, Albert Veratau. Mr. Veratau joins me to discuss on recent announcement of the PNG soccer team to the MSG Cup in New Caledonia, and also he will be sharing some light on Team PNG's preparation going into the Pacific Games in Solomon Islands. Mr. Veratau, good night and thanks for joining me on Sports In.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me on the show, and good night to all the listeners. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of listeners, listening out for what's going to happen in that space. So look forward to that.
All right, thank you very much. As we alluded to in our opening remarks about the MSG tournament that's coming up in New Caledonia, just tell us a bit about the concept of the MSG.
Thank you, David. MSG is a concept that was carved up quite some time ago, and it was more for political reasons. And then I think sports in recent time has become a centerpiece in the MSG conversations. And I think the MSG Prime Minister's Cup, the last one was played in about 10 years ago, and in recent times it took, I think, about 6 years to try and revive it, barring taking into consideration what happened during COVID. So we are now pretty much in the second leg of the tournament. So,
all right, this is the second leg, and how many countries will be participating in this edition of the tournament?
Well, the first one there were 5 MSG countries, including Fiji. This one, unfortunately, Fiji unable to attend. I think what I'm hearing is that they're more focused on the rugby union at this stage, so couldn't attend the MSG Soccer Prime Minister's Cup. So there's Papua New Guinea, there's Vanuatu, New Caledonia, and Solomon Islands participating in this one.
As in recent years, PNGFA has had its share of issues in recent times, and you hope in this tournament to erase some bad images since it's a regional government initiative?
Yeah, I mean, what's happening with PNGFA is something we can't control. That's up to the executives and the management there to ensure that what they are supposed to be participating in happens, because those are calendar events predetermined. So they will have to, look into the programming and operations. As far as PNG Sports Foundation and the government of Papua New Guinea is concerned, we have a political setup that uses sport as also another means of consolidating our relationship in the MSG countries, and we are using sport as a glue and as a attraction to bring the countries together more regularly, and on the back of sport, hopefully other issues also discussed in the process. But PNGFA we'll have to look after the issues. I think this MSG Cup is a government initiative, but also we promote the sport of soccer. Soccer, in our how we see soccer is one of our biggest opportunities for our young kids wanting to enter into professional sport. Soccer provides them a better vehicle to do so. Yeah.
All right. From the government's point of view, we understand that the PNG Soccer team are the defending MSG Cup title holders, and are there any expectation?
Like I always say, no pressure on the team, but there's an expectation, not only for myself, but also the government, the lovers of the game at large in the country. There's a lot of people that play soccer and follow soccer, so I think there's an expectation on them for our team to play well, and there's also an expectation from our government and us who are managing that even to see our boys perform well.
Moving forward, does PNG has plans to host the next MSG, or maybe in the years to come?
Of course, there's two things that are being discussed at the hopefully discussed at the MSG meeting when we attend in New Caledonia. One, we want to suggest to the MSG Secretariat to give the sport have the sport done every 2 years. It gives the countries a bit more time to get their resources together, and we are planning. 2025 is our 50th anniversary, so we want to host the MSG Cup in Port Moresby, or rather in PNG. So that's one of the things we will agenda we will put forward to the meeting when we get to New Caledonia.
Recently, the cabinet approved 12 million kina to be allocated for Team PNG to participate at the games. Just give us what's the progress on that funding.
All right. I think last week the minister basically said yes, the government's approved it. We're still waiting for Treasury to make the funds available. I think in the next few days there'll be announcements that yes, there's funding available, and we will certainly give our Team PNG a good send off, and whatever little time that's left, we'll try and focus on some last minute preparation to ensure that we get our athletes primed to perform very well in the Pacific Games. Yeah.
All right. There were rumors that PNG Boxing Union they pulled out of the games due to high cost of levy fees. Can you confirm that? Well,
levy fees, when you charge unemployed youths levy fees of that magnitude, it can be very daunting. Yeah. So what we're doing is we want to make sure that we get the money from Treasury, so that eases the burden on our athletes, so they can free up their money for their pocket allowance rather than paying for their. It's funny how you have to ask an athlete to pay quite a huge sum of money, considering 80 or 90% of our athletes are unemployed. You don't know whether they can find the money, and also having worked with having high performance under my control. A lot of the reports that I'm getting is that some of the kids if they're lucky, they have one meal a day, or not even have a meal. So we are having to feed some of the athletes through the fundings that we make available to high performance. So if you put that pressure on kids that don't have money, then obviously they're just going to drop off, fall away. So we want to make sure that there's enough money to ensure that team travels without having to put pressure on the athletes to pay a levy fee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Veratau, for giving us an update on the MSG. PNG Soccer team going to attend the MSG, and as well, of course, the Pacific Games coming up in Solomon Islands. It was our pleasure having your company and embracing us, and we're looking forward to having this conversation going into the future.
It's been my pleasure also, David, and thank you for inviting me. And thank you all the listeners. Hope we've cleared some thoughts out there. Yeah?
And that was Mr. Albert Veratau, the Chief Executive Officer of PNG Sports Foundation, giving us an update of the national men's soccer team and Team PNG's preparation towards the Pacific Games next month. We'll take a break. Up next is the men's soccer coach Harrison Kamake, so don't go away. Hi viewers, and welcome back to Sports Scene. I'm here at the St. John Guise Indoor Complex, and as you can see behind me is the FIBA U17 Oceania women's match that is currently being played between Samoa and the host country Papua New Guinea. In a few minutes time we'll be speaking to the president of PNG Basketball Federation, Ms. Emma Waiwai, who will be giving us an update of the week-long tournament. But before we do that, let's take a look and see some basketball feast fest. All right, thank you very much, Ms. Waiwai, for making time to come and speak with us. Just your opinion, or just give us a rundown on the tournament since day one up until now.
Thank you. I suppose when you're planning a tournament, you think you have everything in order, and when it comes to day one, when it comes to the actual time when things are going to happen, you realize that this is not happening, but this isn't happening, and it's either you panic or you quickly look for another way around to get it to make it happen. But I think so far the committee, we're actually happy with how things have progressed. You know, we've got really good. FIBA's been really, really good with us, FIBA Oceania. They've come with a plan, and when we haven't been able to provide something, they've been able to say, look, maybe we do it this way. But all in all, I think the important thing is the tournament has been going well from day one. I think the teams are happy, and I think that's important. You know, if they're happy, if they're playing well, then for me, we are probably doing something right.
Or just give us the significance of this tournament.
I think for Papua New Guinea and for us as the federation, I think the most important thing about this is we're giving an opportunity to our young people to be able to display what they're capable of doing in basketball. We're trying to show to the rest of the country that basketball is a family game, and also start to develop, help the young children or young people develop skills that they need after basketball.
All right, we have the finals this weekend. Any word or any appeal to the spectators or public to come and support our local teams that are taking part in the tournament?
Thank you. Yeah, look, we've got Australia's the defending. They're the defending champions, both for the girls and for the boys. You know, the under-17s or under-15s that were there back 3 years ago, they've moved on. But this is a new group that have come in. You've got Samoa, who are very good. Guam also at the Pacific Games. Guam are, the champions, and this is where it grows. But I think more importantly, come and watch the children. They're all children. They need the support. You need to come and support our children too. They need to know that the country is behind them, and that they are, they're going to be exposed to very high-class basketball. So please come and watch the games. It's only 10 kina to watch 4 games, for children, and 20 kina for adults. So come and watch our children showcase their skill and their ability on the basketball court.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Waiwai, for your time, and we wish you all the best going into the future. We'll now take a look at the weekend previews, starting with the Rugby Union World Cup draws. This weekend we'll see the New Zealand Warriors taking on Uruguay, France taking on Italy, Wales going up against Georgia, England taking on Samoa, Ireland going up against Scotland. We have the Japan taking on Argentina, Tonga going up against Romania, and Fiji taking on the Portugal. To the National Premier League Round 13 game this weekend will be a double header at the Sir Ignatius Kilagi Stadium. We'll see the Ley City Dwellers taking on United Islands FC, and Morobe Wawens taking on Ekari United. Over in Medan FC will take on Gulf Komara at the Leeuwarden Oval. To the Port Moresby St. John Guise Stadium, we'll see the Port Moresby Strikers going up against Ley City FC. To the Port Moresby AFL Grand Final, In the reserve grades, Uni Tigers will take on Gordon Kokofos, and the senior men's, the City Uni Tigers taking on the Gereka Bombers. And that's the weekend previews for what is expected this weekend. Some exciting games there to look out for, especially in the Rugby Union World Cup. Also, if you are a basketball lover, do make your way down here at the Sejong Guise Indoor Complex and witness some FIBA U17 Oceania Championship, these finals this weekend. All right, just a reminder to the general public or any sporting fraternities that if you're interested or if you want us to come and cover your stories, do not hesitate to contact us on the following details. You can call us on 312-9229 or email sportscene@emtv.com.pg, or you can personally visit us at Level 2 Garden City, Boroko, and we may be able to assist you. We'll also be uploading all the content of tonight's show on our Sports Scene Facebook page, so if you missed out on the show, do visit the page and see your videos that you missed out on. Unfortunately, this is where I get to go. On behalf of myself and the rest of my team here at Sports Scene, it was our pleasure having your company, and we shall do this again same time next week right here on your number one to watch, MTV. Until then, it's good night and God bless you all.
This program was proudly brought to you by Sprite. It happens, stay cool. Telecom Limited and PNG Motors.